Good morning, national officers, past national commanders, members of the NEC, and all of our guests. Last week, our federal government narrowly avoided another shutdown. When these events occur, I tell you who does not shut down: our U.S. military. But the shutdown was avoided for now. This should serve as yet another reminder that Congress still needs to pass the Pay Our Coast Guard Act. During the last shutdown, the American Legion provided more than $1 million of temporary financial assistance to our Coast Guard families in need. We don't mind providing that. However, which it comes from our Veterans and Children's Foundation, but that assistance should not have ever been necessary. As a branch of the Department of Homeland Security, rather than the Department of Defense, members of the Coast Guard saw their paychecks interrupted, while members of Congress and the White House argued over the budget. During the 2019 shutdown, the men and women of the Coast Guard still provided maritime enforcement, performed search and rescue missions, and supported counter-piracy operations. The shutdown applied to their pay, but not their work. We constantly hear that the military should not be politicized. I agree with that premise. However, allowing budgetary disagreement to stop the pay of our men and women who defend this nation is politicizing the military. It must stop, and Congress should pass, and the President should sign the Pay Our Coast Guard Act now. We have many other important items on the legislative agenda, such as the Flag Amendment, Teams Act for Toxic Exposure, and Buddy Check Week, just to name a few. Buddy checks are particularly timely since Veterans Day is next month, and we are encouraging departments and posts to make calls during that week. If a Legionnaire calls you for a buddy check, don't take it as an implication that you are struggling. Buddy checks are for all veterans, but suicide prevention is perhaps the greatest benefit that can come from buddy checks. The news we have received about this issue has been mixed lately. Last month, in the annual report that the VA received, which they run two years behind, 2019, VA updated its data and shows a 7.2% decrease in veteran suicide in 2019 from the year before. Figures used is that 17.2 veterans per day took their own lives in 2019. The American Legion will not be satisfied until that figure is zero, but at least the number was decreasing rather than climbing. More recently, however, USA Today reported a 15% increase in suicide among our active duty members in 2020. We have lost a lot of work to do. We have lots of work to do. And by we, I don't mean just the American Legion, but America as a whole. Buddy checks are only one tool. We must remove all stigmas associated with asking for help or being diagnosed with PTSD, depression, or any other conditions that could lead one to take his or her own life. Please memorize, publicize, and emphasize the Veterans Crisis Line Hotline, 1-800-273-8255, extension 1. And that's 1-800-273-8255, and then 1. And it isn't just for the veterans crisis, but these resources if you know a veteran in crisis. In a few minutes, you will hear a eulogy from a great national commander. Past National Commander Dominic DeFrancesco led our organization during a year in which we achieved membership of 3,125,000. We keep being told by the media that younger members don't want to join. They don't want to join the American Legion. The young veterans during past National Commander DeFrancesco's year were Gulf War veterans. Today, most of those veterans are in their 50s, and the senior leaders from that era or even older. Even if there is truth to those media reports, Gulf War veterans, regardless of where they served and where they now live, are prime potential American Legionnaires. We just have to seek them out. That never means writing off other generations. In fact, the Legion Act was intended not just to open our organization to Cold War veterans, but to also tear down the previous walls we had in dividing veterans by war eras. Indeed, we must reach out to our Afghanistan veterans who are experiencing a whole range of emotions due to the recent events. We need to ensure that they are not isolated and that they know that they have a home and friends in the American Legion family. It's still early in my term as National Commander, but I'm excited about what I have seen so far. A couple of weeks ago, I was in Cleveland attending the, get this one, Cuyahoga, is that close? Cuyahoga Regatta. The American Legion Operation Comfort Warriors program is a major sponsor of the veterans rowing race there. Some of the rowers are blind, some are amputees. Others have some other invisible wounds of war that we are all familiar with. But you should have seen the joy in the hearts of these young men and women and the gratitude that they express to the American Legion for what our organization has done for them. We don't support veterans just to obtain members, but that is a natural result. We obtained many new membership from that event, and I believe that we may see a new American Legion rowing post. Just as our red, white, and blue colored brand looks great on the American Legion race car, it looks equally sharp on a competitive rowboat. By reaching out to the current generation of veterans, along with Gulf War veterans, Vietnam veterans, and every other generation of vets, and by retaining at least 90% of our current members, we can grow our organization. And I know that we will lose people to post-everlasting, but our DMS can help cover that gap. We should set our sights high and aim to be 103% of what our membership was of July the 1st of this year. We will grow by committing ourselves to the proposition of no veteran left behind. No veteran. I include their families as well. The White House just issued a report that the unemployment rate for military spouses is 22%. Not surprisingly, the report also found that 39% of our military families discussed leaving active duty service because of this. Think about how many quality NCOs and junior officers we must lose because of this. I am particularly proud of the American Legion's job and career fairs, not just because of the opportunities that they provide for our veterans, but because they are open to military spouses as well. We can continue to bring down the suicide rate, but not only ensuring a great quality of life for our military, but for those families as well. The families also serve just as the American Legion Auxiliary and the sons of the American Legion. Most veterans will tell you, if you are helping their family, you are helping that veteran. Whether it's through Operation Comfort Warriors, the Veterans and Children's Foundation, job fairs, the National Emergency Fund, or any other of our great programs, we prove time and time again that we are Veterans Strengthening America, who believe in no veteran left behind. Thank you, and let's have a great meeting.